What's up everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're looking ahead to double game week 33, team selection, transfers, captaincy, benching headaches, all of that. Just before we do, a quick look at how I got on in game week 32. So my team is up on screen now, 2 from Pope, 0 from Robertson, 1 from White, 1 from Doherty, 4 from Trent, but everyone owns Trent, 5 from Salah, but everyone owns Salah, 1's around in my midfield and up front, 12 from Kulusevski and 20 from Kane, who was my captain. A couple of good returns in there from those two, but of course with Son going on quite so heavy a return, it didn't mean that it did my rank any good. So I did take a bit of a rank drop as well, because I did decide to bench Odegaard this week, who I can never seem to get right. When I start him, he gets nothing. When I bench him, he gets points. So again, a hard one to take, but I scored 48 points overall. A game week rank of 4.3 million. So not a good one for me. Again, one more week in game week 33 before I play my wild card. And then finally, we can hope for some green arrows going into the final stage of the season. But I did get a big red arrow now. So I'm down to 37k. I am 50 points exactly outside the top 10k, which was my target for the season. I still have 3 chips to play, but I think it's pretty unlikely. Let me know in the comment section how you got on in game week 32, but I want to forget about it as quickly as possible. So in doing that, let's move on swiftly to look at some potential transfers for game week 33. So you can see down below me, I have 2 free transfers now because I did roll my transfer last week. I have 2.1 million in the bank, and a reminder that wildcard will be played going into game week 34. So I only really need to be buying players who do have a good fixture in game week 33. In terms of the players that I could be transferring out of my team this week, Watkins, okay, doesn't have a fixture, that's fine. I could bring in a player who does. Weghorst has his double game week, but I've lost all faith in Weghorst as an option. I do think I'll probably end up either benching or selling him this week, because I don't think he'll start both of the games, and even when he does, he's not nearly anywhere near the returns. Odegaard, I'm not that fussed in the Arsenal double. I already have Saka and White, so I could move him on to a midfielder that I like a bit more. So I think I'm going to go with the defenders that I've got. It looks like Doherty is going to be unavailable for this week and probably for the remainder of the season, so I'll line up with the defenders that I've got and not make a defensive transfer and use my 2 free transfers on bringing in some attackers who have a good double game week. In terms of who those players coming into my team could be, Chris Wood is top of the list, and I'm pretty certain he will be coming into my team. He's a good forward option on penalties for Newcastle, and they have a great double home fixture in game week 33, so pretty happy with him. But the other slot that I could use my transfer on is Shah of Newcastle in defence and play a 4 at the back. Maddison in midfield, if I think he's going to start both. Sancho and get in on that Manchester United versus Norwich fixture. Che Adams, because he's actually been involved in a lot of what Southampton do, and yes, they've been poor recently, but they do play Burnley and Arsenal, 2 teams who are conceding a lot of chances at the moment. And finally, St Maximin to go in on that double Newcastle front line of Wood and St Maximin for their double home fixtures. So again, Chris Wood I'm pretty confident on will be coming in for Ollie Watkins for me this week, and then there will be another transfer which will be Weghorst out, or it will be Odegaard probably out of my team, or it could be Kulusevski out in order to bring in one of those midfield options in Maddison and Sancho, or it could be Adams or St Maximin. I like Shah as an option, but I just don't think it's probably the most upside for me to use a transfer on that week. So with those potential transfers in mind, let's have a look at how my team could line up for game week 33 now. So because I am wildcarding in game week 34, I will be playing both of my free transfers going into game week 33, but I'm not going to be making any more. There's no need for me to take a hit. I've taken so many hits recently. Game week 32, I rolled my transfer, and I'm not going to take one again. I can set up my team nicely enough with the players I've got in it, so just 2 free transfers. As I mentioned, I'm pretty sure Chris Wood will be one, but in terms of the players who I'm pretty certain will be starting in my team from those that I own at the moment, Pope will start in goal with West Ham and Southampton. An okay double, but I don't expect that much from him. Hopefully some save points, maybe a 4-5 pointer overall. Ben White to cover that Arsenal clean sheet, because the likes of Ramsdale are so highly owned. And then we've got Robertson and Trent, both of which got a rest in the Champions League tonight. Should both start in the FA Cup at the weekend against Manchester City, and then in the midweek against Manchester United. I am expecting some returns from these two against Manchester United, given the form that maybe Manchester United have shown in front of goal and the attacking threat that these two have. In the midfield, Salah, Barnes, Odegaard, Saka. So we are starting double Arsenal midfield and Odegaard and Saka. I do plan on keeping Odegaard. This does mean that I am benching Kulusevski at home to Brighton at the moment. This is to be confirmed, but at the moment he is my first sub because I have got enough double game week players in here and he's not going to start over Salah or Harry Kane. Harvey Barnes, Newcastle and Everton, definitely a captaincy shout for me this week, and then Salah with a single game week there. Harry Kane, my forward up front. I do want a bit of cover in that Tottenham game because how highly owned the likes of Kulusevski, Son and Kane are. I'm definitely starting Kane. If you're on a free hit or just using transfers and looking at your team, do start Harry Kane or Son if you've got him. Kulusevski, maybe I should be starting, but he is finding himself first on my bench. Now, in terms of those potential transfers in, I've not made them at the moment, but I'm predicting that I'm going to go with the double up on Newcastle attack in Chris Wood and St. Maximin. It allows me to keep the value that I've got tied up in Kulusevski, so I don't need to sell him. I also want to start Odegaard for his double game week. So Leicester and Crystal Palace both at home is a very nice double game week. So Wood and St. Maximin, yes, the returns have not been there, particularly for St. Maximin, but I feel like taking that gamble a little bit on him and seeing what he can pay back. There are also potential captaincy options for me. Now, if I look at this team, there are 3 players that I'm probably comfortable captaining. Harvey Barnes, because I think he may start both games if he comes through the Europa League unscathed on Thursday evening. Because he got a rest in game week 32, I think he should be okay to start both. Chris Wood, again, 2 home fixtures. It's not great, but I still think he can get something in those games. And then Harry Kane, the final one. Even with a single game week, I think he's a good captain shout because of the form that him and Tottenham have shown in recent weeks. So this is how I plan on lining up 2 free transfers, bringing in Chris Wood plus one other. At the moment, it's probably St. Maximin, about a 60% chance that it's him. I also like the idea of Maddison, depending on how many minutes he plays in the Europa League on Thursday evening. I hope you found it useful. Here is my team. I'm currently captaining Harvey Barnes, vice captain on Chris Wood going into game week 33. Let me know who you're captaining as well, because I'm so undecided about who my captain should be for this week. Thank you all for watching. So close to that 17k subscriber mark. So if you could like the video, get it shared around, subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll be back again very soon.